So welcome, thank you for coming. Here today I will present the summary of the paper I wrote about freediving as part of a sustainable lifestyle. So basically, before coming here to do my instructor course, I've been talking with Richard about my background, and so basically lately I've been quite interested in eco-village project. I've been doing some bioconstruction, volunteering in Colombia and stuff, and discussing with that, Richard popped up this subject that actually I really liked. And so how to combine the practice of freediving with a sustainable way of living. And I came up with this. So, nothing new here. The state of the world, we are facing a lot of different crises. Just some point here, amongst others. The Earth's footprint today, that was in 2000, around 2010 I think, is 1.5 Earths. We need today 1.5 planets to live the way we are living. And it's increasing, it's not going better. Problem is we have only one planet so far. Extinction rate is like 1,000-fold the normal rate of extinction. If we continue at that pace, by 2100, we'll have 2/3 of life on Earth will have vanished. It's very alarming. It's really a high, one of the highest extinction rates compared with the other period I had. So we have a lot of other problems, climate change, pollution, and so on. Since the 60s, the population has increased 2.2 times, but consumption has increased 6 times, and still increasing because developing countries are coming, and so it's growing like that. And we have a system that's based on infinite growth, like consuming more, growing, let's continue growth. And actually, in the 1970s, the Club of Rome, it's a think tank, asked to Massachusetts Institute of Technology to do a study that's quite known and controversial about the limit to growth. And they asked, okay, what if we continue with this model of exponential growing, increasing population, and we know that we have finite resources, so what would happen? And they came with the conclusion that by 2030, the socio-economic system would collapse. So in 2004 and 2014, this study has been reviewed, last time by the University of Melbourne, and they just integrated the new figures, the tendencies, and they reached the same conclusion. By 2030, the socio-economic system would collapse. It's quite alarming. So what about the future of humanity? We are suing the branch where we are sat. And okay, so the only viable answer here is to switch. It's time to switch to a sustainable lifestyle. So what is quickly defined as sustainable lifestyle? Basically, it's taking no more than the environment can supply and renew. So only one planet, fully one planet. Living in a symbiotic balance with nature. We are part of nature. We are supposed to respect and continue living with nature. And it's meeting our needs today, actual needs, without compromising the future generation needs. Sustainable. So some solution to these problems. I split in 2 different axes: individual level and more collective, broad level. At individual level, it has a low impact at global level, but it gives a coherent example. And if people start doing the same, that can start having a higher impact. So it's kind of deciding to consume less, repairing, recycling. Actually, all the waste are part of a permanent system, permanent cycle. We shouldn't be wasting anything. Even though the word waste is not logical. Living a simpler life, using a bicycle, public transport and so on, eating vegetarian has a lower impact on environment. But That's personal choices. Of course, not everybody is willing to do that. Just okay. So that's at individual level. At more community level, what I call, we see everywhere in the world emerging these eco-villages. I see that in Europe a lot, then South America where I was a lot, here in Thailand also it's coming. In Greece, for instance, after the crisis, a lot of communities emerged. And there people, they decide to just back up and start living a more sustainable life. And they want to live in harmony with nature there. So they apply what I call one way or another, they will apply the permaculture principles. Permaculture is a word that comes from permanent culture. And culture here is at the same time agriculture and culture. It's a system. The purpose is to copy the intelligence of nature. Nature has gathered, since life exists, 3 million years of research and development to create resilient and stable systems. And so we can just copy that. There is a lot of knowledge there. So biodiversity is very, very important. And we are not respecting biodiversity. We've seen that we are in an extinction rate, very, very important now. So this system, the aim is to improve the environment while living, so improving the quality of the soil, quality of the environment, and quality of our interaction. And actually that backed up what says the positive psychology about happiness. So the last decade, psychology changed some. So before that, they were just focusing on what's the problem, and positive psychology wanted to focus on what's the solution. And they show that what is important for happiness is definitely not what we have, what we consume. It's actually the quality, a bit the quantity, the quality of our interaction. That's what makes us happy, which helps us to understand that it's not about having, it's definitely about being. To live a meaningful and healthy lifestyle, you don't need to have a lot. You don't need to consume. You can just live this simple life and be in connection with nature. So now, how to connect that with freediving? So first of all, I've seen a bit, investigated a bit in the history. There has been several freediving traditional culture. It's copying basically the hunter-gatherer culture. At that time, all these cultures were by definition living a sustainable lifestyle. They just had at disposal human power or animal power. And if you're obliged to consume, to produce 1 calorie of energy, how to say that? If to produce 1 calorie of energy, you consume more than 1 calorie, you will starve one way or another. Okay, so you need to produce 1 calorie of energy. A bit lost there. Well, I think you got the pictures. So to create 1 calorie of energy, you need a plenty. Anyway, so for instance, in the US today, they need 10 calories of energy to produce 1 calorie of food. Each time you use 1 calorie, that means to produce it, distribute it, transport it, show it, takes 10 calories of energy. This energy comes from fossil fuels so far, and so it's finite, and definitely this system cannot continue long like that. So this traditional culture, we can see a lot from, there are some archaeological evidence for 10,000 years ago. It's easy, you need less than 1 calorie of energy to produce 1 calorie of food. But today they tend to slowly vanish. It's very difficult. We see the Ama diver in Japan. Basically all traditional culture, they don't generate really income, so they need to integrate to the modern society. And slowly, by doing that, they cannot. Like the example of the Swartenbroeckx around here. After the tsunami, they really had a hard time, lack of recognition from the government, and then they need to generate income. And from that moment, they started working. They left a bit their life. So the question then is how to integrate today freediving and a sustainable lifestyle in a modern way of living. And it was not that easy for me at the beginning to see some links, because it's two different things actually. We can live a sustainable lifestyle without doing any freediving, and we can freediving and not living a sustainable lifestyle at all. But then I saw some leads in the spearfishing practice as a professional activity. You can gather food there on a sustainable way. If you compare with industrial fishing, spearfishing respect the environment. It's like discriminated way of taking the food out of the water. You just kill what you want. You can decide what to kill. So it has some reason. Sustainable activity. Also, if you want to live a sustainable lifestyle, first of all, we have to take care of ourselves, of our health, and there the freediving activity is very beneficial at physical level, of course, and also at mental level. There's been a study interesting from University of Ankara in Turkey, showing that basically freediving provides the same advantage as a regular meditation practice. And regular meditation practice will transform the brain basically and brings more focus, self-confidence, memory, awareness, empathy, and even improve the immune system more than a regular physical activity. At a more collective level, we can integrate freediving as an environmental research and restoration practice. So that has been a student, instructor-student liaison chairs who did this research and show that freediving can be very some advantage for the restoration practice in comparison with scuba diving. It's easy, cheap, fast to implement. There's no limit in depth change, so it's very practical to sink artificial structures. Just the 1 point, scuba diving remains better to put the coral on the artificial structure. It takes some time, so there we still need scuba diving. And then we can integrate freediving as an ecotourism practice, which is basically a sustainable practice of tourism, respecting the environment, not disturbing the area. Basically, it's what freediving is by essence, and it attracts people. And then I decided, okay, so let's imagine now, let's take all these elements and let's imagine a community-based lifestyle integrating freediving activities. To design this community-based, I will use the permaculture flower. So it's a tool allowing to mimic the nature with different elements necessary to build a human habitat, human living. And then here in the spiral, we find that we start from individual solution to more collective and global solutions. That's how they design communities. So we can imagine a community on the shore here somewhere, in a tropical environment with 20, 30 families, living with an energetical autonomy and almost self-autonomy in food through green garden, fruit trees, and spearfishing. So let's start, for instance, from what I call land, sea, and nature stewardship. So the idea is to work with nature to protect it. We need it, we need to protect it. So, of course, we integrate the coral reef restoration program. You can imagine some activities of sea life saving, nurturing of endangered species, collecting and exchanging of seeds, plant seeds, which is quite common in that kind of community. Seed bank tend to be illegal now to have normal seeds that are out of the catalog accepted by authorities. Catalog is basically the seed from the big multinational. And then the green garden, composting of organic wastes, including the human waste. There is no waste in nature. Everything is reused, actually. So after that, building an infrastructure, it's how can we have good quality housing and infrastructure, but having a low impact on the long term. Basically, the idea here is to copy what has been done in the past. The traditional culture, they always built house and infrastructure that were adapted to the climate. So in tropical environment, that would be small houses. We don't need big houses because we were living outside mainly. So like 20-25 square meters per person. With local material, you don't need to, you live there, you don't need to invest a lot to bring it. With good ventilation, reflective roofing, shadow from the trees, so that we don't need air conditioning. We can imagine some pillars to avoid floodings and typhoons. And then that will be built in a community logical. So it's a bit like the Amish. So we just build and we participate. The community come to build our house, and then we participate to build the other house and the community buildings, which finally is very, very cheap. So we have cheap solution for housing. Tools and technology, how to use human ingenuity. Today technology is like very important, but here how to use it in that logic of sustainability. To generate, for instance, renewable energy with solar panels, windmills. We can even imagine tidal wave or wave power generation. We can transform, since we have renewable energy, we can transform seawater into fresh water, or through evaporation or through filtration, inverse osmosis, for instance. We can imagine transformation of seaweed into biofuel, and then the use of some tools, like open source industrial tools that we can find on the internet that costs a portion of the normal tool. That goes into that's an interesting part. After that, education and culture. So the education system today is focused on productivity and competition. We have to be productive and competitive. And actually that's not how nature mainly works. Nature, the logic, it's more in collaboration, interdependency, and then that system would focus more on that. How can we, together we are stronger than the part of the constitutive elements. So we would rather focus on self-development rather than competition, creativity. There are a lot of different alternative ways of pedagogic system like that. And then, of course, learning freediving, of course, and then yoga, meditation. Then all the health part, we already spoke about that. How to integrate. We are responsible of our health. We take responsibility. We prevent rather than cure. We integrate not only allopathic medicine, but also other alternative medicine. We take care of what we eat. So here we can integrate, for instance, the Okinawan diet. The Okinawan are the eldest person on Earth. So after that, finance and economy. How to imagine system. So we see that the global economical system is fragile and favor the rich rather than it's not really spread all the system. The interest rates, the speculation favor centralization of wealth. So here we would rather develop local currencies, exchange platform, barter, so of services for 1 hour of an activity equal 1 hour of another one. We can also imagine a local currency with different projects around. And then, of course, how to generate a community income with some activities, like, for instance, seaweed production, gathering and selling of specific seafood, freediving school, some ecotourism solutions that would bring money for the community. And then the last point, land tenure and community governance. So how to define an access to the land, how to define shared ownership of the land and maybe the sea here. Maybe we can go and try to negotiate with local authorities an access to the sea and define a sea reserve that would replenish the fish stock and benefit the local fishing market who can come around this zone and fish. It's what we see in different zones now, and we see that there is no fish anymore. We really need now to define that kind of zone, and such a community could be the steward. And then also how to define another way of governing. There is like dynamic governance, socio-economic system, go beyond democracy as a representativity. It's much more dynamic democracy. And so that's it, and definitely that's the kind of community I would love to be living in. So guys, if you're ready, let's go.